Hello and welcome to another Scrubcast with me, Emmy. This is game 2 between SangHo as the Red Protoss and SlayerSBoxER as the Blue Terran. And SlayerSBoxER down here at the right hand 2 o'clock position, and not his top position. This is the 12 o'clock left hand position for the Protoss. Scrap Station. A great map, very long rush distance. If you just want to look at the, we just want to go take down here. You got to come all the way down here, all the way along here, all the way around here, all the way up here, all the way up here. Finally, you get there. And of course, Terrans find it a lot harder to wall off here because of this huge ramp. So it takes about 3 or 4 buildings to completely wall that off, and it's quite difficult to do without making it so you can't put add-ons onto your racks and factory and stuff. So again, though, same problem for the Protoss, very hard to wall off, although of course they can just warp in to wall it off and then warp into the other side. But normally what they do is a Protoss will take the big choke, turn it into a very small choke, put one zealot in there just to hold the fort, and then be done with it. Very good tactic that against Zerg. Not quite so good against Terran because Terran's units are all ranged, but you know, it's still a viable option. As we see the probe coming round here for get it on 5 for SangHo coming around. Going to see the first racks going up. See, starting a wall in. See the gases up, and that's about it. Nothing much else going on. But you can see SCVs and probes at this point in the game are the fastest units, and just look how long it takes for this SCV to get all the way around this rush distance. It is insane. Obviously very close by air. If we just look at this, this is the air distance from here to here. Takes literally 2 seconds and you are there. So we quite often see a lot of medivac drop play on this map. Also see some void rays quite often, muters from the Zergs. Although void rays seeing less and less because they got nerfed, and so, you know, of course nobody wants to use anything that's been nerfed. And you can see you can shorten the rush distance by taking down the destructible rocks here and the destructible rocks here. And also notice in the backdoor naturals, the naturals here, lovely. You've got this these destructible debris here, and a smaller choke here, which you can just plop down a forge here for the toss, and suddenly you've got just a tiny little choke there. So see that again, fast expand on 22, 23 for SlayerSBoxER. As we see, again, 2 Marines, 1 Marauder, exactly the same as last time. He's even doing seems to be doing the exact same build, swapping off the tech lab with the newly building barracks, reactor, and a 3rd barracks. So, with this build, it is a 1 racks fast expand. You basically go 12 ranks, 13 supply, 15 orbital command, pump out 2 Marines, 1 Marauder, fast flop your expansion down, swap out, and essentially build 2 more racks. One with a reactor, and the other one will get a tech lab, and then the factory goes down, and you do this all off 1 gas. Very easy to do. Gonna grab stim as well pretty soon, I would imagine. Once he has enough minerals to be able to do that. And you'll notice he's now just producing Marines again, because that's all he's got the economy to do right now. Doesn't want to use up the gas on too many Marauders. Obviously needs to get stim, and there it started. Now we see that the Protoss has also gone for a fairly fast expand, not quite so early. As we can see, this orbital command already morphed into an orbital command before this one's even halfway done. So again, SlayerSBoxER with a big econ lead at the beginning. But last time it didn't work out quite so well for him, because when he did have the advantage, and we see the exact same build again from with these 4 sentries out. Sentry's great defensive unit. These sentries can easily force field off this ramp or this choke point. And SlayerSBoxER got just a bunker down at the front. Still about halfway down now. We've got the starport coming down, the reactor being built on the factory, coming up a little bit late. The build time of the factory, the starport and the reactor are almost exactly the same, if not exactly the same. So you can build one and then start the starport, start the reactor straight away. As you're going to see, he's going to use this as his choke point at the moment. This bit here, can choke off here, can move back and choke a bit, use this to put up force fields, can move back and choke them here. And then if he needs to, he can fall back to either this choke or this choke. And you see again, if we just look at the units, if Terran went for a nice timing attack right now, SlayerSBoxER, if he moved out right now, he's got the vastly superior force, he could get some quite big damage done, as he is again just running on 2 gates, 1 robo with the robotics bay, but I don't see anything coming out of the robotics facility yet. As we see again, 2 observers, 1 observer here, so these are exactly the same builds both of them did last time. As we now see the extra racks going down for SlayerSBoxER. You can already see how many units he's got, and he's going to sprint forward. We've got 1 zealot, 4 sentries against 14 marines and 3 marauders, and he's only got, at the moment, 2 gateways. But he's going to go for those Phoenix again, worked well from last time. However, if SlayerSBoxER sees what he's doing, he could go in, he could do a lovely drop at the moment, just drop in the back here, kill off this pylon, which would supply block the, yes it would supply block the Protoss, and then he could do a little bit of damage to the mineral line, or just pick up and run away. There is literally nothing that could defend that at the moment. 3 zealots, 4 sentries, 1 colossus, there is nothing he could do. Sentries are the only thing that hit air, and they don't do all that much damage. Do apologise. And we see the double phoenixes coming out again. I'm never going to say phoenixes are rubbish again, because the beautiful micro that we saw in the last game, where he was just flying them around in circles, making the Vikings have to follow them, and of course the much slower Vikings can't turn on the spot like the Phoenixes can move around, and of course they lost that battle. No Marines there to back them up, because the Marines got pushed off by the Colossus. Personally, if I was in that position, I would have ignored the Phoenixes and just done this, because he had a whole bunch of Vikings out at the time. You see how fast these, if he doesn't micro these Phoenixes, just how fast they go down. It takes 4 or 5 Vikings 2 shots to kill them. So you can see, if he just it's all about the micro. My screen won't scroll. You can see now the sentry's making the difference there. We can see 1-on-1 without micro, Vikings would annihilate them. But last time round, those massive amount of Phoenixes were microed extremely well and just ripped apart the Vikings. And without the Marine support, the Vikings stood no chance. But just that fight did just justify the fact that I said, Phoenixes? Ha! Who goes Phoenixes when there's that many Vikings on the field? You know, obviously SangHo does, and he micros them like a king, and he won the battle. That was actually probably hugely instrumental in his win in the last game, because if those Vikings had been up, and the Phoenixes hadn't been, the Colossus would have been down in about 3 seconds flat, and SlayerSBoxER probably would have won that. So he kind of wants to keep the Phoenix count down this time round. If I was SlayerSBoxER, either that, or I'd want to make sure that I just focus on the Colossus and ignore the Phoenixes, because Phoenixes are great. But once the Colossus are gone, and this, like, you know, this ground army of zealots is down. Those phoenixes, useless, you know. If you just get rid of the Colossus, the Marines can stand there and take out the phoenixes while the Marauders deal with the zealots. And you can see he has precisely the right composition to do that. He's got a ton of Marauders, ton of Marines, and a butt ton of Vikings. Just gonna watch these Vikings fly around and just look at that. Oh! You see, and now they get into this, and now beautiful, both of them microing beautifully, and I do believe that the Vikings are getting the better of that exchange. Yes, they were, and of course, nothing else that can hit the air apart from the sentries. The sentries don't do all that much damage to the air units. Just does 6 damage with a speed of 1, so it's 6 damage per second. As it's just a constant stream. But as we can see, vastly superior Viking count. I don't think these Phoenixes are going to be able to do that much now with twice the amount, over twice the amount of Vikings to Phoenix. But 4 Colossus out in the field, and a lovely mix of Marauders and Marines. 19 Marauders, 20 Marauders, 19 Marines. Still to 22 Zealots, 4 Sentries, 8 Phoenixes, and 4 Colossi. And I still prefer this army from SlayerSBoxER, as more Phoenixes going down, as these Vikings just getting far the better of them, and he has literally nothing backing them up. These sentries not going to do all that much damage to the Vikings, but as you can see, just Vikings ripping through Phoenixes, more Vikings on the way. As now the Phoenixes have been cleaned up, and he can just start wailing away on these Colossi. 2 Colossi down, 3 Colossi down, and still a bunch of Vikings left. As this third base being annihilated by Marines down here. So much going on at once. SlayerSBoxER, great multitasking, as his army's moved in over here as well. He's got his third up. Had it up for a while, as well as this gold expo is going to go down. And I think SlayerSBoxER's got this one. He's 30 supply ahead. He's got a massive force here. He's got another one over here. Gonna run in. Who needs medivacs? Who needs medivacs when you've got this much stuff? Nothing left really to deal with these Vikings. Are going to land them down as he just annihilates this army. Everything going down, fighting happening all over the place. And if you just look at the difference in supply now, 100 difference in the supply, and there's the